What to photograph in November 2022? Hello PhotoPills, Rafael, the bar here. There is a lot to photograph in November. A total lunar eclipse, the full moon, Uranus at opposition, which is the best moment to observe and photograph the planet with a telescope. The Leonids meteor shower, 4 conjunctions of the moon with Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, and again Saturn. The Aurora, borealis, the northern lights. And of course we also have the Milky Way, but not the galactic center. But anyway, the theme part of the Milky Way, it's super beautiful to photograph. And as always, don't forget the always zone for opportunities. I'm talking about the sunrises, sunsets, star trails and more. Also, as always, at the end of the video I'm gonna show you 3 of the best photos that you guys have submitted to the PhotoPills Awards and that we featured in October. So let your imagination fly, decide what you want to photograph and plan the photo with PhotoPills, so you can go and capture it. Okay, let's get started. Let's see some of the best photo opportunities that can be captured in November 2022. Let's go. On November 8th, we'll enjoy the full moon, and also depending on where you are on Earth, you'll be able to photograph a total lunar eclipse, also known as the blood moon for its characteristic red color that the moon gets when it enters completely the umbra, the Earth's strongest shadow. Okay, let's see where the eclipse will be visible. As you see on the PhotoPills map here, the eclipse will be visible in America. It won't be visible in Europe and Africa, but it will be visible in the Americas, North America, South America, and also in New Zealand, Oceania, Australia, and Asia. On the panel above the map, you have the time each phase of the eclipse occurs for the red pin position. And on the map, you have where exactly the eclipse is happening. The eclipse is happening in the direction of the moon, which is the thin blue line you see now moving. Notice that the top panel is showing you the phase of the eclipse, how the eclipse evolves throughout time as I'm swiping the time bar. And the thin blue line is telling me where the eclipse is happening. So, to plan your eclipse photo, all you have to do is to place the red pin and the spot you want to go to photograph the eclipse, and check the position of the eclipse on the map and the time each phase of the eclipse begins on the top panel. Also, when you are at the red pin position, you can use the AR button to visualize where the eclipse will occur. Here I have the moon. This is where the eclipse will occur. I love the AR views, use them. If you wish to take a photo of the eclipse aligned with an interesting subject, it will be easier if you plan your shot in the areas where the eclipse is visible at moonset and at moonrise. Like for example, it's happening here in Manhattan, where I've placed the red pin in a spot where I can photograph the total lunar eclipse moving across the sky above the great skyscrapers. Super cool! Now you wish to learn how to plan your total lunar eclipse shot? Watch this video. On November the 9th, Uranus will be at oppositions, meaning that its closest approach to Earth, and that its visible face is completely illuminated by the Sun, with a magnitude of 5.7. The planet will be brighter than any other time of the year, and it will be visible during the night. This is the best time to observe and photograph Uranus with a telescope. Uranus will rise in the east, very close to the moonrise direction, the thick blue line you see on the map, and it'll move throughout the night with the moon. So you'll find Uranus very close to the moon, in the direction of this thin blue line you see moving on the map, which is the azimuth line of the moon, where the moon will be. The Leonids meteor shower is peaking in the night that goes from November 17th to November 18th. Around 6 meteors per hour are expected. Unfortunately, the moon, with a phase of 36%, will be above the horizon for most of the night, and pretty aligned with the radiant of the meteor shower. This gray line you see on the map, you see that the gray line and the blue line are very close. This is the moon and the radiant of the meteor shower. The radiant point of a meteor shower is that spot in the sky where meteors appear to originate. And because the moon will be above the horizon, it will diminish the number of meteors that we'll be able to capture. But on the other hand, the moon will help us a lot to capture detail in the foreground, to correctly expose the foreground, which is cool. Also, when you plan your shot and you are at the right pin position, you can tap on the night AR button here and look for the radiant of the meteor. Shall we have here the Leonids? Let me diminish the focal length, and here you have the moon, and here you have the radiant, and you change the time by swiping the screen, and you know where the radiant of the meteor shower is at all time. The AR powers again. And finally, the Leonids meteor shower will be visible in the northern hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere. If you wish to learn how to plan your meteor shower photos, watch this video. In November will be 4 moon planet conjunctions. On November 1st, Saturn will be pretty close to the moon, and the moon will have a phase of 57%. On November 4th, Jupiter will be in conjunction with the moon with a phase of 86%. On November 11th, Mars will be pretty close to a pretty large moon. The phase of the moon will be 90%. And finally, on November 29th, Saturn will be again in conjunction with the moon, and the moon will have a phase of 34%. On both hemispheres, the moon planet conjunctions will be visible in the dark sky throughout the night. To spot them after sunset, look in the direction of the moon, this thin blue line you see on the map. There you'll find the moon and the moon-planet conjunctions. As I said last month, the Sun has entered the period of solar maximum, which means that we'll be more likely to see and photograph the Aurora borealis, the northern lights. And solar maximum occurs every 11 years. So if you're lucky enough to live in Sweden, Canada, Finland, Norway, Iceland, November is a great month to see and photograph the Aurora borealis show. And it will continue to be like that until April. So, long story short, when should you photograph the Aurora borealis? Well, you can photograph them when the sky is clear and in any phase of the moon. But usually the results are best around new moon. And if you're lucky, you can even capture it with the Milky Way. Pretty cool. Also, it's great when you have a bit of moon above the horizon, because the light of the moon will help you capture detail in the foreground at night. By the way, if you wish to learn how to plan and photograph the Aurora borealis, I recommend you to watch this masterclass here. A great masterclass by Tori Van Nice. November opens the season for the winter Milky Way in the northern hemisphere and the summer Milky Way in the southern hemisphere. For example, in the northern hemisphere, here in Punta Nati, you can photograph the beautiful arch of the winter Milky Way above this stunning hut here. This is the same plan for the Milky Way photo you've seen, the Milky Way arching above a stone hut, a photo by Untitled, the photographer of the PhotoPills team. And if you are at the right pin position and tap on the night AR, you'll be able to visualize the position of the Milky Way in the sky horizon and the thin part of the Milky Way, which is awesome. And we go to the southern hemisphere, for example, here near the Speedscope arch, the bridge here, you see that we can photograph the Milky Way arching above the arch and also completely vertical. The summer Milky Way in the southern hemisphere. Awesome. And once again, tap on the night AR to visualize the position of the Milky Way in the sky. See, it's pretty vertical and the core below the horizon, because it's summer in the southern hemisphere and winter in the northern hemisphere. The galactic center is not visible. And again, if you wish to learn how to plan your Milky Way photos, watch this video. And now let's see some of the best photos that you've submitted to the PhotoPills Awards and that we featured in October. The first one is a fantastic photo of the Milky Way over Trecime di Lavaredo in the Dolomites, Italy, photo by Fabian Frena. The second one is a photo of the setting crescent moon aligned with the Calgary Tower in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Photo taken by Richie Hanna. And the third one is a spectacular seascape, long exposure in Costa Quebrada, Spain. Photo by Ivan Ferrero. Amazing photos, congratulations. Now, if you wish to learn how to plan and photograph all the events I've shared in this video, I recommend you to read and download and study well our super detailed astronomical photography guide. I invite you to download our super detailed free photography guides. I'm gonna leave a link in the description of this video and in the first comment below. Check them out. And as always, if you like this video, give me a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next Wednesday in another video. And remember that you have the power to imagine, plan, and shoot legendary photos. Bye!